Flying too close to the trees. Caught one of these branches. Everything looks good though.
So Tommy sets up, takes off, flies away, continues his evening as if nothing ever happened. I appreciate him sharing this video because this is something we've looked at a few times in the past and something that I personally did back on the Icarus race. The lesson to be learned is just awareness of your wingtips. And it seems like such a stupid thing. Like, obviously you could see it coming in the footage, but in the moment, sometimes you get a little distracted and sometimes you think you've got enough room, but you really don't. And all it takes is that wingtip to catch. All right, we're starting to ramp up into more gnarly territory with video number 4. This comes from Chris Jewel 7333. So Chris is setting up to fly in this really beautiful location. He's on kind of a stony riverbed area next to a river. And then next to that river is a pretty decent sized hill. Now, if we stop this frame at the very beginning of the video, he says windy app looked okay. Now, just judging by this still frame here, a few bells would be going off in my mind. Looking at the direction of the wind, it's coming from the hill. And it's a significant amount of wind. I would say that's got to be 5 to 6 miles per hour of wind. Now, 5 to 6 miles an hour of wind in a flat area like Florida is nothing. That's perfect flying conditions. But you come out here into an area where there's lots of vertical terrain, that 5 to 6 miles per hour is borderline could be bad. So Chris sets up to fly. He's thinking that the winds look pretty good. He pulls his trims all the way in. He's on a Roadster 3 made by Ozone. He takes off, and he says that immediately he can tell that the conditions are pretty rowdy.
So right about here, I noticed I started getting thrown around quite a bit. I just figured it was a rotor coming off those trees. So I figured if I got up a little higher, I'm sure it would mellow out, but it did not.
Now take a look right here. This, I think, is a mistake. You see him releasing his trimmers. He was trimmed all the way in, and he dumps his trimmers to full speed. Now he turns 180 degrees, he's flying back towards his landing area, and this is when it gets real bad.
And I started making that turn, and it felt like I was in a whirlwind or something. I couldn't even understand what was going on.
He gets slapped by a decent bit of rotor and takes probably a 50 to 60% asymmetric collapse on his left side. The wing turns probably about 120 degrees, looks like a little more than a 90-degree turn. His legs go flying up in the air, and that's a scary sight.